Hello, my name's Mandy and this is my channel, Make It Sew. So firstly, I'm going to say a massive apology to everybody because I haven't done a chats video for over a month, but there is a reason for that, and unfortunately I was ill. I managed to pick up a really horrible sinus infection that knocked me out for 3 weeks. I did manage to do a few socials in between when I felt better, or I thought I was, but unfortunately it just knocked me for 6 and I can't hear very well at the moment today, so I'm hoping that I don't sound as bad as I think I do. But anyway, I have managed to do some sewing, I have managed to do some socialising, and so I have got some things to show you. So my last chats video was on the 20th of August, and then I released my collaboration with my lovely friend Lucy the Sewing Gardener when we made the Rita shirt dress, and I have worn that quite a bit because I absolutely love it, so there will be more. And then I also released my Sew Phoenix vlog as I'm joining the challenge. It's the 30th of September today, and I literally made mine on Sunday. It's Tuesday today. So I've got the hem to sew up this morning once I've done this video, and then I will be releasing a picture of me in it later on, just in time for the deadline on Instagram. So you'll see that later. So yes, I have been doing a bit of sewing. So as well as those videos, I also went to an event that was held locally in Norfolk called the Forgotten Fabrics Clear Out, and I thought I might find some lovely bargains while I was there. It wasn't as big as I thought it would be, but apparently it has been bigger. So I managed to find something, and I will show you that when I show you the massive amount, and I've got a huge pile next to me of things that came into my sewing room since I last spoke to you. I also went away for a weekend in between my illness, thinking it was okay, and I went to Surry Sews, which was amazing. I met the lovely Eleanor, who is So Love Scott, I think it is, on Instagram. I met Melanie, who is Melanie Keane on Instagram, and I've probably got their handle wrong. I'll put it on here so I get it right, because I don't like to offend anyone. And I also met Maria, who is someone I met on the virtual sewing room, and Yvette from Stash Hub. So as well as them, there were some other lovely ladies, and I was given some fabric there, and I also found some on the stash table, or swaps table. So I came away with more fabric then. And then on the Sunday of that weekend, I also went to another social because I had 2 in a row, and I thought, while I'm down there, why not? And I attended Sequin Girly Sam's Southern Social. So they were celebrating their 2nd birthday, and we had a lovely day, lots of food, lots of sewing for most people. I didn't get much done. And then I came home again. Unfortunately, we got stuck on the M25, which is notorious for accidents, unfortunately. So we were at a gridlock for 2 hours, but we got to walk on the M25, and I don't think everyone can say that. But I had taken some things away with me, and I'll talk about them in a minute, but I didn't get much done. And it wasn't because I was chatting all the time. I think it was just difficult to concentrate because I was still not feeling great. Before all that, and while it was still the summer holidays, I actually went to King's Lynn with my daughter as she wanted to find a few things ready for 6th form. She did really well in her exams, just so you know, in case you were wondering. And we went to the fence shop because I had a £10 voucher to spend. So I also got some fabric then. Can you see a little trend here? That's why I've got such a pile. We had a lovely day there, and then she went back to school a couple of days later. I've also attended some virtuals. I've attended the virtual sewing room, which I've been co-host for the last year. I also attended some of Sam from Sew Let's Sparkle with Sam's sessions, and also I attended a Sew Like Dotty virtual. So I've done quite a lot of socialising, as you can see. And then my lovely friend Claire came up last week, and she came up on Monday and Tuesday, and I was going to show her some of the fabric shops that I haven't actually been to, as well as one that I've been to a few times. So on the Monday when she arrived, I drove to Great Yarmouth, and I'd seen a shop called I'm going to have to check, Knitty, and also one called Avenue Fabrics, which used to be in the town centre, but it's moved to a garden centre in Bawdeswell. So we parked the car, we went to the first one, which was Knitty, and we got there. The shop looked absolutely amazing, but it was shut. And silly me, I didn't check to see what days they were open. So there's a trend coming here. For some reason, Avenue Fabrics was also closed on a Monday, and it looks like all the sewing shops are shut on a Monday. So I really was not the best host there, because we didn't find any sewing shops. But it saved us some money, I suppose, because it did look amazing in Knitty, and I think we could have gone a bit mad in there. So on the Tuesday, we drove to Legend Textiles in Thetford, which is one I've been to a few times, and Josh runs that shop, and he'd actually moved premises quite a long while ago, but I just haven't been able to get there because of work or other commitments. So I took Claire there to introduce her to Legend Textiles, and of course I couldn't come away empty-handed, so I bought some fabric there as well. So I'm going to show you all that in a minute, so bear with. So I'm now going to tell you what I actually have managed to make since I last spoke to you. I can't even remember that long ago what I said I was planning, but I know I said I was planning to make a bag, because I had this lovely fabric I'd bought in Florida from Once Upon a Quilt, and I really wanted to make a bag out of it as soon as I could. So I decided to make the Linda purse, which is a handbag and a pattern by my lovely friend Adam from Adam Sews. And this had been playing on my mind for quite a while, because I just wanted to find the perfect fabric for it, and I'm hoping that you'll agree I think I did. So this is the fabric I purchased when I was in Florida from Once Upon a Quilt, and I absolutely love it. It's called Cityscapes. So I'm hoping you can see the bag, so you can see how lovely it is, but I will put some pictures in as well. Now, the only thing that I really struggled with was the ends, trying to get them under my machine, and I'm sure there must be a knack to it, but I did struggle to catch it all in, and I did have a few words with my machine and myself. So eventually it all came together, and I knew it would be worth it, but at the time I was so I used this lovely vinyl for the handles, and this was what I bought in the same shop in Florida, and it just went together and sewed really nicely. I used some little rivets for keeping all the strap underneath, and then this lovely rainbow hardware here, and I used this handmade metal label from Emmeline Bags, and then I also used a zip from Dove's Bag Bits and Polished Pulls, because I thought this just brought out the lovely mauve colour on the fabric. And then inside I have this lovely purple dotty fabric, and the label I used was from Specky Seamstress, which says made for me. And then inside you've also got another zipper I put in, like an envelope one, with the same type of zip again, and it's got a lovely pocket inside that as well. So I absolutely love this bag, and I've been really wanting to show you all, but it just hasn't been the right time. So I wanted to show you on YouTube before I put it on Instagram, because I like to talk about it a bit first. So I didn't stop there. After that, I decided to do another pattern by Adam, and this time it is the trio of pouches. And with this one I decided to I'll show you on the smaller ones. I gave up with the bigger one because there was so much to do, but it had to be quilted, and I couldn't decide quite what I was going to do. So I'll show you the things first and then I'll show you what I did. I started with the smaller one. These are all really lovely size. They've all got the same sort of zip on them, and I used some purple binding. So you've got the big one, then you've got the middle one. This feels like Russian dolls. And then you've got the little one. And Adam said this would be great for glasses, and I totally agree with him. But what I did, and I'm hoping it shows up, is I quilted all around the actual cityscape so that it made it pop out a bit. So I did that on the small version, and I also did it on the middle version. But by the time I got to the big version, this feels like Goldilocks as well, I just did swirls because there was so much to cover, and I just thought it would be lost a bit on the big one. But hopefully you'll agree, these are lovely. I love this fabric, I really do, and I'm so chuffed that I got to make the bag and these pouches. And so I've got my own little travel set now because I've got my bag, and then all 3 pouches fit inside nicely. See if you can see that in there. So I will be using that now I've shown you. It's been sitting there for weeks, so I really am chuffed that I could now show you, and then I'll be able to use it. So the second thing was the trio pouches, and then after that my daughter wanted me to make her the pyjamas because it's starting to get chilly. I can remember the last time I did my chats video, everyone was saying, oh, now, you know, now the weather's changing, I'm going to be making warmer makes. And I was like, are they mad? It's still summer. What are they talking about? I want to make more dresses. And then just like that, it turned cold, and I could totally agree with them because that's what I've now been doing. So this fabric I bought from Michael's when we went to Florida in June. My daughter picked it. So I made her another pair of the Ellie and Mac woven pyjamas. And these are our favourite pyjamas because they've got pockets, and what are pyjamas if they haven't got pockets? I absolutely love them. So I used this label from Cosy Club Handmade. It says Handmade with Love, and it also tells you which way is the back because I get totally confused if I haven't got a label on. So she's been wearing those quite a bit already, but I had to grab them back to show you. Now this is a unisex pattern, so the length for the legs is quite long, so I just make it as the pattern and then adjust it to her where she would prefer it to sit. But that was a nice easy make while I didn't have to concentrate, or while I couldn't concentrate too much, and she absolutely loves them. So I've now got her others to make, which are in a quilting cotton we bought there, and they'll be made very soon. I didn't have enough of the fabric left, so I had to join 2 pieces, and as it was the pocket bags, I didn't think it would really matter. So as you can see from the pictures, I joined it up nicely, matched the checks, and got 2 pocket bags out of some scraps, and they looked really nice on, and you couldn't tell the difference. So after not feeling great, I felt I deserved a hug. And what's more than a purple hug? So this is the Hug Hoodie by Made It Patterns. Unfortunately, it's no longer available, which is such a shame because I absolutely love the pattern, the instructions, and the sense of humour they have with the pattern. I can show you the line drawings, which would help, because I will put some pictures of me in it so you can see it properly, but it's this one. And I just love the way it goes up here with this detail. So I had this purple sweatshirting from Adam, who very kindly gifted it to me because he thought of me as soon as he saw the colour. And I thought that would be lovely to do a purple hug, and I'm so glad I did. So this has got a lining in the hood, and I use this jersey I'd been gifted years ago. It's very handy because it's not something I would necessarily put on as a whole garment, but I think it's a great complement to the fabric, and it's got purple in it, so it goes really well. And it's also got a label, and I'm hoping I don't knock you out while I stand up because it's not on the front of my garment and it's not inside. Because of how the hem goes here, I couldn't quite put it on the bottom. I didn't think it would sit right. So I just put it on here. And this is another one from Cosy Club Handmade. I hope you can see it very well. Otherwise I will have to show you an actual picture of it. Where are we? Let's see if I can hold it up for you. There you go. And I think that looks really cool on the back for something different. Why not? So I made that. That was something I started at Surry Sews, and it should only really take me a couple of hours once I've cut it out, but it probably took me that day and the next day at the other social, and about a week later when I felt up to it, I think I finished it then. So it was quite a long make, considering it shouldn't take that long. But I am pleased with how it came out. I used my Dukey overlocker for most of it at Surry Sews. The only thing I did do was, on the instructions, in bold letters, capital letters, it said, do not overlock at this stage when you're sewing on this piece here at the bottom. And of course I didn't read that because I weren't quite with it, and I did overlock it, so it's probably a little bit shorter because then you do overlock it once you put the hemband on, so I would have already trimmed it once. So it was slightly shorter, but I managed to marry it up and get all the band and the side seams to match, so it wasn't a total catastrophe. But I've highlighted it for next time. My highlighter is becoming my new best friend, because I do tend to scan instructions. I scan read stories and everything. So if I highlight it, like what the seam allowances are, so I can find them easier, it's just there ready for me. And if I miss that, there is a problem. So anyway, the last thing I made, well, I've got two more actually. The next thing I made to go with the hug hoodie, because I thought it'd be nice to have an actual outfit this time, is for the Derwent wide leg trousers by Wendy Ward. And I'd seen Sam from So Let's Sparkle with Sam made these a long time ago, and I had some navy ponte, so I thought I would like to make them too. It's in this book I've had for many years but never been brave enough to do anything. Don't know why, because they're really simple instructions. And this is the actual pattern here, and I've actually got them on. They are just the most comfortable trousers I have ever worn in my life. They've got a 3-inch elasticated waistband, and they just feel like pyjamas, to be honest, but I think they look smart enough as trousers. And with my hoodie on as well, it's quite a nice casual look, and it almost feels like I'm wearing loungewear, so I do find it quite comfortable. I will have to put pictures of my trousers in as well to show you. Just trying to remember what size, I'm so prepared, aren't I? What size I actually made. I think I went for, because they go in number sizes, I made the 47 inches, which is, it's meant to be your actual hip measurement, and mine are 46. So I just went for that, and they fit really well. And of course with the elasticated waistband it does pull it in as well. They don't have pockets, that's the only thing that goes against these, because I keep going to put my hands in them. And of course my hug hoodie hasn't got any either, so I'm like, what do I do with my hands now? But I really am happy with them. She'd done the trousers in 3 different lengths as well, so you've got short, standard and long, so I did them in long, which is a 32-inch I think it is leg. Again, I am prepared and I apologise for this. Let me see if I can find it. Crop, so they do crop, standard and long, and thing is the actual lengths aren't with the pattern. I think they're more in the book, so I will put it on here, because if not I'll be looking at my book for ages and getting distracted again. So the last thing I made was, I'm going to call it the not so boxy pouch. This is a pattern I've made a couple of times. I've shown you where I made a nice witch themed one for my lovely friend Susie, and then a gnome one for my lovely friend Sue. And I'd bought this fabric from the Festival of Quilts show. It was a fat quarter and it's sewn themed, so I thought I'd love to make something out of that. Again, I know I keep mentioning it, I do apologise, but it was while I was ill, so my brain wasn't actually, I think it was running on about 1 cylinder. I cut it all out, and I was sewing it during a virtual sewing session with Sam, and with the Stitchy Club, which I'm a member of, it used to be Always Knitting and Sewing, or Stitching. They don't have written instructions, and when I'd made this before, I just watched the tutorial video and made it, and it all worked out really nice. But because I was trying to watch it on silent while I was doing the virtual, I didn't see what they'd done on a couple of bits, and that's why I think it went wrong, because it looks like this. So it's not as boxy, it should be more like that. But I love it still. It's still a lovely bag. I've got a little zip pull of a sewing machine. I got them from Jean Dove, who is Dove's Bag Bits and Polish Pulls, and the zips from there as well. And then I got a little label on the end, which was from Specky Seamstress, that says "Sewing makes me happy." And then inside I've just got this plain purple cotton fabric. So I'm going to keep all my Dukey accessories in here because it comes with a few feet and things, so it's a perfect size. It's just a shame that I didn't read the instructions, or say read the instructions, what am I talking about? Didn't listen to them. So I also cut out another one, which unfortunately I can't show you because it's a gift for somebody that might watch me here. But when I started to do it, I thought, hang on a minute, that's going to turn out exactly the same. And I had really struggled putting all the bits at the bottom to box them. So I managed to quickly listen to it because I was on another virtual sewing. I think I was Sew Like Dottie's one. And I sewed it all up and then saw it didn't look like it was going to turn out any different. And so I quickly muted myself and listened to the instructions on the tutorial. And the boxes are meant to be 1.5 inches. I'd cut them 1 inch, and that's it. That's all I did differently. But I'm hoping after unpicking it all that that one will turn out how it should. And I have even got a little template for 1.5 inches, so now I've found that, I can use it and it will work out fine. But I'm just a silly Billy really. But I love it still. I love this fabric. I might even get some more if I see this again, because I just think it's a fun print. It's got all the sewing notions on, which I absolutely love. And who's, you know, what's not to love about having these pouches? So I have made quite a few of those sort of things recently. So that's what I've made. So going back to what's come into my sewing room, I have bought quite a few bits of fabric, and I will admit I am getting a bit overwhelmed with how much fabric I've got at the moment. And I think it's just because I'm definitely buying it quicker than I'm sewing it, which is not good. But I need to just stop. When you're at home and you're not well, you do tend to look online at things. And considering that, I have only bought one thing through an online purchase, so it's not as bad as I thought it could be. So the first event I went to was the Forgotten Fabrics I mentioned, and it wasn't as big as it normally is, which is probably a good thing. So I managed to pick up a pattern, and the only reason I bought this pattern is because a lovely lady that's at my charity sewing group was sewing this, and she got totally stuck on the collar construction, and the lady was selling this for 50p, and I said to her, if I get the pattern, if I go through it myself, then I can see where she might have gone wrong. And it's this one. It would have been in a magazine. It's Threaders by Crafter's Companion, and I do like the style of it. It's almost like a 40s style, I'd say, but I thought that might be a nice summer dress for next year. And then I hadn't bought any fabric, and we were on our way back out, and then this came into my view. I don't need to say why. And originally she had this price tag on it of £20, but she was selling everything half price. And it's a fine needle cord, and it's a very Cadbury's purple, which I love. And it's got about 3 meters on it, and I made sure I opened it out to check it was all there and nothing was like marked or anything, because it seemed a bit too good to be true. But it just needs a wash, and then it's ready for me to make up. And I'm hoping to make myself either another pair of dungarees, which are the Heyday dungarees I enjoyed making before, or a dress, a corduroy dress. So this will get washed now, I've shown you, and then that will be going onto my pile of things I wish to make in the next month or so. So after that one, what did I do next? I went to King's Lynn with my daughter, and I had a £10 voucher to spend from my lovely friends at the Walpole Sewing Group in the secret, not Secret Santa, it was a birthday party one. I got a £10 voucher, so I put it towards some fabric, and the reason I bought this one was because it's absolutely lovely, of course, and I want to make another Rita shirt dress. So this has actually been washed, so it needs a good press, but it's this one, and it's a cotton, and I just absolutely love it. I bought enough because they're not the widest ones, and it's from Rose and Hubble. I don't know how long it's been around, but I hadn't seen it there before, but it's just this gorgeous print, oriental print, and I think that would look lovely as a shirt dress. So that is ready to go now. I've shown you as well. Got lots to show you before I can then feel like I can get on with it. And then my daughter also chose some fabric which was very similar in the theming, and it's this one. And her idea is that I make her, although she would probably be more than capable, but I'm happy to do it, a patina blouse for her, because she's got ideas of wearing this with some jeans. And because of that, she also bought this fat quarter, which was another one of the same range. And I'm just trying to make sure, yeah, that is the right way round. She thought she could do some sort of patch pocket or something, embellish the jeans to go with the top, or even a jacket that she might have. So we got that one as well. And then because we're in King's Lynn, I had to go to Boys and buy some buttons. I think we bought, did we buy some buttons? I can't remember, in the Fence shop. What I've been, I thought I'd do is show you these, and then I'll show you a little clip of the Fence shop, because when I last went there, I only showed you the upstairs, whereas this time I asked if it would be alright if I could film, and I did the downstairs part of it. So we bought some buttons from Boys, which were these red ones to go with her blouse, and we also got, I can't remember which one were Boys and which one were Fence shop, so I do apologise, but I also got these purple floral ones, which I'm hoping to show up. If they don't, when I'm editing, I'll add a proper picture. And in the Fence shop, I did get some other ones, but I can't find them to show you. I bought these buttons. And what I've done is I've put a post on the back and actually made them into some earrings, and they've stayed on. I used hot glue. I also made these ones as well, which were buttons I had, and I've also got a pair of scissors similar to these, but I can't find them to show you at the moment, which is very bad of me. And then I just got this colour, which I thought would go really nicely with the fabric I bought for my Rita shirt dress. So I only bought buttons in Boys this time, which I thought was very well behaved for me. So the next thing I got fabric wise was when I went to the Surry Sews, and they have a swaps table, and I put some fabric on there which was taken, which is really good because it was something I'd bought for my daughter when we went to Barry's in Birmingham last year. But I said to her, would you really wear a blouse in this? And she was like, no, I'm not so bothered. So I took that and someone else took it. It was a quilting cotton. And I got this jersey, and it's a Christmas themed one. If I can show you it properly, that would help. And it's got these cars and trucks on them, and I just absolutely love that. I'm probably thinking of just some pyjamas because it's quite see-through, so I don't think a dress would be appropriate, but I just love that Christmas print. So that's going to be washed too. And then Maria was doing a de-stash, and I saw this viscose, I think it's 4 meters, and she only wanted £15 for it. And I thought that would make a gorgeous dress, maxi dress. But again, that will probably be something I make when the warmer weather comes back. But I just think that is really pretty, and I do love the colours. So I was very happy with that one. And then the last thing I got from Surry Sews was from lovely Eleanor, who knows I like purple. So she had this in her stash and she said that purple isn't her colour, so she thought I'd like this one, and it is a jersey again, and I believe there's 3 meters of this one. So I've got another idea for a dress. I'm thinking possibly a Naomi dress, but I haven't really put my mind to it too much, so it could turn out to be something totally different. But I was really glad to get that, and thank you very much, Eleanor. So that was from Surry Sews. Are you still with me? Then when I went to Southern Social, we got goodie bags, and we all had a number, and then they had randomly packed all these different bags, and then your number corresponded to the bag you got. I'm not going to show you everything I got in there because there was a lot, but I'll show you a couple of things because I am aware it might rustle. I got some elastic, which is always a good thing, and that helped one of the ladies who was doing like a sew and be type challenge. And I got this bag which says take me to the ironing board. I believe it's a saying that one of the ladies always comes out with, so that was lovely. And we got some labels that say made at the Southern Social, which again are absolutely brilliant. I got some things that are edible, they've already gone, of course. What else did I get? A nice little key ring as well, it says happy, so happy on it. So there's quite a few bits in there, so I was really chuffed with that one. So after that I didn't buy anything for a little while, and then Little Legs decided to tempt me because they had their Christmas fabric drop, so I had to have a look, and I absolutely fell in love with this one. And it's a French terry, which I thought would be great to make a hoodie or even a dress. I'm trying to think how much I bought. Excuse me a second, because I got 2 meters. It says quantity 4, but they sell it in ½ meters. So I got 2 meters to make a hoodie, and this is Christmas Village, and I just love it a lot. So this would definitely be something I'll be making up in November, ready for Christmas, because I don't think it screams too much Christmas. I know it's got the trees, but this will definitely be a winter staple. I am still tempted. They did coordinating colours like teal and the blue just to do, so I have the panel of this at the front and then maybe plain arms if I think it's going to be too busy. But you can never be too busy with a Christmas jumper, can you really? So that might be all of it. So I'm nearly there with my fabrics now, you'll be pleased to hear. So the last place I went fabric shopping was when I went with Claire to Legend Textiles, and the first fabric I'm going to show you, you will probably recognise from something I've shown you before. Now, I had purchased this dragon fabric, which is by Joanne from Florida, originally at the Festival of Quilts from Rainbow Fabrics, as they had acquired some Joanne fabrics when Joanne went out of business, and I'd made it into the Tofino top by Helen's Closet. And if you've seen it, you would have seen that the back on my husband's shirt was gaping, and I needed to deconstruct it and find out how to adjust it to fit in better. So I have actually deconstructed it, but I haven't quite got to getting the fit yet. And I was worried that if I went too far with it, I might not have a finished garment. And I really wanted him to have something in dragon print because he loves dragons. So when I walked into Legend Textiles, some of this was on a bolt and it was £3.99 a metre. And I thought I might as well buy it again, because then I've got the option to make him something else that will fit better, and he won't lose out on a dragon shirt. And Claire also liked this, so I bought 3 meters and there was 2.5 meters left, and she purchased it. So there's no more left at Legend Textiles. We got the last bit of the bolt, but I just thought I'd rather have that option so that I don't get disappointed if I can't get that arm site perfect on that shirt. So after that I bought a couple of quilting cottons. I think these were £3.99 a metre as well. So I bought some dark green and some dark red, purely for Christmas crafts. so they're ready, because those sort of colours tend to sell out quite quickly once Christmas theme starts and everyone wants to make something. And then the last thing I bought was this suiting fabric, and it's a navy with this white pinstripe going through it. And the reason I bought this is for the next purchase, as I want to make a toile. Now I'm aiming to try and get some more trouser patterns under my belt, because I tend to go for dresses or shirts or hoodies, and I thought it'd be nice to have some separates finally, and some bottoms that will go with all the blouses I've made. So I need to do a toile to get that perfect fit first, because I know I will have to adjust around the crotch depth, because I have a bit of a tummy as well, so I need to accommodate that. So what I did was, I'd been watching Julie from Julie Sews Her Own Clothes, so I totally blame her, but she bought a kit from Fabric Obsession, which is run by Adele and Becs, and it's a fabric fix kit. And the pattern inside is the one I chose anyway, because they have several and I love it. The Tilly and the Buttons Winnie trousers. Now I thought I'd give this one a go. I know a few people have made this and they've had to size down because it comes up quite big. So it'll be interesting to see if they come up big on me or not because of my tummy. So I thought what I could do was use that navy pinstripe fabric first, just to get the fit perfect before cutting out this lovely fabric that came with the kit. I'm not going to show you the whole kit because I don't want to spoil the goodies you get. One of them's edible and that's gone, surprisingly. But you get some thread to match, and you also get elastic for the waistband. And the needle cord I got, because it is a fine needle cord and it's really lovely and soft, is this gorgeous blue colour here. And I'm really chuffed with that. I can't wait to make these into trousers because I think they'll look really lovely. I did also, to get free shipping, buy some labels. So I bought, where are they? Hiding under here somewhere, some Happiness is Handmade labels, because I do love my labels and I thought that would be nice to go on that as well. So that was my purchase. Thank you, Julie, in a nice way, because I'm glad I saw you'd bought one and that just pushed me to do it. What else did I get? Oh gosh, I've got so many bits I can show you, it's crazy. I actually found my other earrings, so I'm going to quickly show you now. I made these ones, so they're scissors. And all I did again was get my hot glue gun out. I bought these posts from Amazon, and you just stick them on the back, and I've worn them a couple of times so I can safely say they stay on. I bought some more labels. These ones are from Cosy Club Handmade. Now I was subscribing to Specky Seamstress bias binding and labels every month, but I then kept seeing some other labels I wanted and I couldn't justify getting both, so I've stopped the subscription and now I'm buying some more from Cosy Club. And I'd seen these when they first come out and really wanted them, and they say stand tall and be proud of yourself, and you may have gathered I do like giraffes if you've seen me before. And then I couldn't resist these seagulls. Did somebody say chips? I thought they were really funny, so I got them as well. And then Rachel kindly sent me a llama saying, hey, good looking, saying thank you for your order. So that was really nice of her. Lucy Sewing Gardener sent me some gifts as well. So when we were doing our Rita shirt dress collaboration, we were talking about buttons, and I didn't have enough buttons because you need 10 for the shirt dress. So she sent me these, and you would have seen them when I revealed it, but they're these gorgeous blacky blue coloured buttons. And she also, bless her heart, sent me some extra things as well. So she sent me some Pigeon Wishes purple heart buttons, and I can see these on a lovely cardigan at some point soon. And then she got me loads of labels as well. I'll pick out my favourite because there's quite a few here. It says, I make my own clothes. I really love that one. They are all lovely, so thank you very much, Lucy. When I went to King's Lynn with my daughter, we went in the Works, which is a stationery shop in the UK, and I bought myself some more sewing theme stickers because I cannot resist sewing theme stickers. They get put everywhere in my sewing room, on my sewing equipment and everything. And then for Christmas I thought, and also birthdays actually, I'd like to put a little sticker on the wrap that I do for people's gifts. So they say handmade with love, and I thought that'd be nice to put on the tissue paper when I'm wrapping them. So I got those. And then finally, I think, oh no, I've got two more things. I'd bought some patterns, so I always wait till I've got a few to send off because of the postage and things. So I bought some patterns, and two of them are trouser patterns. As I said, I would like to get to grips with some more trousers and see what I like the fit of best. So the first ones I bought were the chanterelle pants and shorts. So they'll be great for both warm weather and cold weather, I think, depends on what fabric I use. And another one I got were the Love Notions Meadowlark pants. Now I got these because they've got this detail where you can have a zipper and then turn them into shorts. We like wearing these kind of garments when we're travelling because sometimes you'll go from a cold UK to a warm country and you can take off the long part of the trousers and just be wearing shorts. So I thought that'd be a good one to try, and then I can see if I can adapt a pattern for my husband as well. I got the Sinclair Juno zip-up jacket, which is for knit fabrics, because I like the pocket detail and it's actually sewed into the side seams, so you don't have that pocket bag hanging. My Itch to Stitch Andy's jacket has that, and they drive me crazy when I open it. They flap about, and I think that'd be nice to have something a bit more secure. And I like the thought of a zip-up jacket as well. And then I also had the Ashton top, but they then had this extension pack, so you can do different styles with the sleeves. And I've got quite a few fabrics where I've only got just over a metre, so I think I can make a few of those with it and then have different looks and adapt to what season it is as well. So that was my patterns, and I have actually purchased some more since then because I was looking on the internet and I think it was Ellie and Mac had some in the sale, so I did purchase a few more. And the last thing I did, and I don't know why I do this to myself, I had this offer come through for Love Embroidery where you could buy 3 issues for £7, and I thought as Christmas was coming up, why not, because I can't give myself enough to do already. And you've got a free banner which you can make up with this. What I thought, my thinking behind this, I'm not totally mad, was I find cross stitch is hard to see when it gets dark. My vision isn't brilliant when it's night, even with the lights on. And I thought maybe making something that's still something I can sit on the sofa and do, but slightly bigger because you're not doing tiny crosses, would be an idea to keep my hands occupied so I'm not scrolling on my phone while I'm watching telly. I really like the look of this gingerbread house. I've got a thing about gingerbread houses, and it shows you the actual picture of all the stitches on there, and then there are like guides on how to do everything on the back, in the back of the magazine. So I'm hoping to have a go at that as well, she says. We'll see. So that's what I've been bringing in my room, quite a bit, and at least I can now pack it all away and it might not overwhelm me so much. So what are my plans coming for the next week or so? Firstly, I need to get going with the hem of the dress so I can reveal that later. Then I'm going to start cutting out my project for the catwalk that is at the Knit and Stitch show next Thursday on the 6th of October with Stash Hub, because I volunteered to do that. So I need to think, am I going to take something I've already got, or am I going to try and use up some more fabric? So we'll see on that one. And then another thing I need to be getting on with is my sophisticated dress. I've got a pattern in mind, I've got the fabric in mind, so that should be fairly easy. I've just been seeing where I need to alter it because as usual I need to lengthen the bodice on it, so that's another one. Other than that, the only other thing I've got definitely planned is making my daughter the pyjama bottoms and also some more Friday Pattern Company Saguaro trousers in this lovely black with white stripe, pinstripes I would say, suiting as she's got a few interviews coming up, as she'd like to get a little job as well as sixth form. So I thought these would be a smart version, and she does love that pattern, so they're going to get made up as well. So I have a few sewing socials to go to in the next week. I'm going to be going to Walpole Sewing on Friday, and then on Saturday I've managed to get a ticket as they had a cancellation for Norwich Socials, so I'm really excited to be able to go to one locally to me. And then on Sunday, after a wedding evening on the Saturday, my husband is going to be driving us to Lincoln so I can go to a Scotham social, which I haven't been to for a few months now, so it will really be good to see Emma and everybody else there, and that gives me 3 days of sewing and I should be able to make those garments up. I also would like to get that shirt sorted for my husband, because then I'll know if it's going to fit any better or if I need to go back to the drawing board on it. So I have quite a lot to do, and I've also got a sew up cycle vlog coming out on Friday this week, as it's the 1st of October tomorrow. So Karen's challenge and Karen and Becky are doing that again, so I'm joining the vlogging tour for that, so I can show you exactly what I'm going to be thinking about making. So I've got quite a lot planned, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It helps my video get out there a bit, and if you don't subscribe already, I'd love you to join my channel. If you are going to the Knit and Stitch Festival next week, let me know in the comments below. And if you're going to be joining in with the sew up cycle, I'd love to know what you're going to be using to make a garment out of, or a bag. And if you can find some time to sew this week, make it so. Bye for now.